Today's episode is on feeling the day. Brendan Bashard talks a lot about feeling the day, but what does that mean? Feeling the day is about being present in the moment, being alive, aware, mindful, and conscious. It's feeling the energy of life, the joy and happiness. It's how you are experiencing the day. Feeling the day is not about going through the motions of putting life on repeat or just getting through the day. Life is not meant to be lived in a monotonous tone, to be dreaded or forgotten. Feeling the day is about taking in the moments, savoring moments throughout the day so that we remember the goodness of the day. This is what gives life meaning, purpose, and aliveness so we can feel joy and happiness. Feeling the day is when someone or something leaves an imprint on you, an impression. You are moved or impacted emotionally by someone or something. Maybe someone opened a door for you or left space for you to merge into traffic, smiled at you, or gave you a compliment. Feeling the day is also those times when you pause for a moment to take in the sun as it rises in the morning, or to notice how full the moon is, or to stop and admire wildlife or flowers on a walk. It could also be an inspirational post on social media that you needed to see or hear right at that moment. Feeling the day is about being impacted emotionally through our heart and soul. It is a snapshot of a moment in time that we can savor or cherish. Take, for instance, photos. Photos are a snapshot of a moment in time. When you look back at those photos, either the physical photos themselves from years past or photos you have saved on your phone, do you remember each and every moment and the details in it? My guess is no, not all of them. I know that I don't remember all the details or circumstances related to that specific moment in time with some photos, but others I do. So why is that? It depends on how consciously aware and emotionally impacted we were when the photo was taken. Let's take three examples of photos. The first, someone else takes a photo of you without you knowing. Another one is when you pose for a picture that someone else takes. And the third photo that you intentionally take. So the first photo, someone else takes a photo of you without you knowing. And then you happen to be given the photo or you find it. Maybe you can remember exactly what was going on in that moment, or maybe not. You might not be able to remember when, where, and what was going on, but maybe sometimes you do. I remember seeing some photos of me when I was playing volleyball that was taken when I was playing volleyball. Some were action shots, and some of them were of me talking to people after the game. I remember playing and talking to people, but I couldn't tell you the many details of what was actually going on, what play it was, what I was doing, who we were playing, unless, I could tell by the picture. I didn't have a strong conscious awareness of that exact moment. And most of the time, I didn't have a strong emotional connection or a response to help me anchor in that moment, to help me remember it more. I don't know. What about you? Have you ever found a photo that somebody else took of you and you're kind of fuzzy on the details? Well, what about the second type of photo? The photo where you pose for a picture that someone else takes. You are more likely to remember taking that photo because, hey, you knew you were getting your picture taken. And you might be able to remember more details around it, but it will really depend on how consciously aware and how emotionally engaged you were at the time, like what kind of event it was. So, like taking family photos on special occasions. I remember taking them and when they're taken usually, and the reason why we took the picture, whether it was for a Christmas card or a wedding, or maybe just the family was all home. But sometimes those details might be a little, kind of sketchy depending on how emotionally engaged I was in the moment. How about you? Do you remember all of the details around pictures that you pose for? Maybe, maybe not. What about the third type of photo? A photo that you intentionally take because you want to remember that moment. That moment has impacted you, or you want and have a desire to make that moment imprinted in your mind. You want to remember it. So it could be like taking a selfie with or without others in the picture. It's like, oh, I really want to take a picture. Like, and you do that, like, I remember where I was here. You know, I also often grab one of my kids and just take a selfie just because, and I want to just capture that moment. But it also could be of like nature. I take a lot of photos of like the sunrise or the sunset, or flowers that catch my eye. And lately I've been taking a lot of pictures. We have some pelicans that are landing on our mill race water by our house, and they're just beautiful big birds. And I just want to capture the moment. I want to capture those memories and remember us like, oh, how beautiful the sunrise was that day, or wow, look at all these magnificent birds that are just swimming around. That's awesome. I also take pictures or of ideas that I want to do, like for projects. So this summer, we were vacationing in South Dakota and we were walking down the main street in Hill City when I saw a floral decoration on the side of a building that I thought was really neat. It used antique cistern water well pulley buckets as pots for flowers. And we have a well just like that with the pulley buckets in one of our sheds. And I just remembered that. So I found a string of buckets and put it on my wall over here. And my plan is to change out the flowers for the season, but first I got to get some flowers. Obviously, it's empty. So feeling the day is a lot like these three photos. The more intentional you are, the more consciously aware you are in the moment, the more likely you will create an imprint of that moment into your memory, making it easier to remember the details about it later. And this creates and gives meaning to our lives. A meaningful life is a life where memories are made in the moments, the times between the hustle and the bustle. Memories are made when we stop to take a breath, to notice, to be aware and mindful of the gift we have been given in the present, in the now. It is truly a present. We have to pause to allow moments to sink in. We have to consciously choose to stop and savor the moment. It's not enough just to notice the sunrise or the sunset. We need to capture that and make it an impactful imprint into our heart and our soul. The feelings we get from it, we have to just embody them. And it's also a really good time to take a moment to thank God for the experience, for bringing it to our attention. We have to create the moments to remember in our day. Otherwise, we won't. We will just go through life monotonous, just getting through without being impacted by it. We have to find ways to create more meaning in our lives, to feel the day more. So here are three ways you can feel the day more and experience a more meaningful life. The first, reflect back on each day. just a few things that you appreciated about the day, something that made you smile, that made an imprint on you, that impacted you in some way. Write about it. How and why did this moment impact you? Appreciate it. What did you learn from it? What are you taking away from the moment? When I do this, I often realize that I need to stop and savor the moments that make me smile and laugh more because it makes me feel good. And when I feel good, I want to feel good even more often. And then I will intentionally create more of these moments I love to treasure. And when I feel good, there's a chance everyone around me will also feel better. And also, when you do capture these moments, tell somebody else about it because that again makes an imprint in our mind. It creates another impact moment that we can remember and it brings more meaning to our lives. The second way you can, help appreciate and experience a more meaningful life is ask someone else what their favorite part of their day was, something that made them smile or laugh. What? Learn a little bit more about something that had impacted them that day. And then share these moments, with others. And when we're doing this, ask somebody else, and then maybe you sharing something with them about what impacted you that day keeps everyone feeling good. The third thing you can do is take more intentional pictures. Go out and look for moments to take pictures of. Consciously set an intention to capture 3 impactful or positive moments in your day. The majority of us walk around with a camera in our hand or our pocket anyways. It's called our phone. Use it to capture memorable moments. Feeling the day is about being present in the moment and feeling the energy of life all around you. It is foundational for creating a meaningful life. So, what do you want to remember about today? What do you want to remember about each day that you are living? How do you want to feel the day? You can create it. You can feel the day. You have the power to create a life of impact, to create moments that make an imprint on you and those around you. So, what will you feel and do today?